come and seasons go. We had to say bye to the 2024-2025 football season, but now it's time to say hello to the 2025-2026 season. But before we even head to the main event, which is the Eden University Women's Super League, let's put our focus on the Charity Shield. So the Charity Shield is taking place on the 9th and 10th of August. And well, we are having on the 9th, we are having National Assembly will be taking on Konkola Blades Queens. And for the next day, which is the 10th, we have champions versus champions. It's Green Buffaloes, the first Charity Shield winners, will be taking on Zeskondola Girls, the current league winners. Well, we are back as Bola Kumwesu, and this is a women's Zed Bola show. Well, on today's episode, I'm going to be joined by someone who's going to help us analyze the both games that are going to take place on the 9th and 10th of August. And you know where those games are going to be taking place from? It's the Levi Moransa Stadium, right here in the Cooper Belt's capital, Ndola. Well, hello viewers. Just like I told you, I'm going to be joined by someone who's going to help us analyze the both games that are going to be taking place during the Charity Shield weekend. Well, here with me is someone who knows the women's football better than most of us. I mean, it's Ndola's very own Don Van Nicolas Shingo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. So much hype, but thank you very much once again, Taonga. It's an honor always to talk about women's football and the growth of women's football in Zambia currently.
No, it's important, you know. You need to be hyped up. You're Ndola's Don. I mean, so right into it. The Charity Shield, you know, this time around it's bigger and better. We saw the first Charity Shield, which took place last season, where we saw Green Buffaloes win the first one. But this time around, we have two games. That's just setting the bar high so much that, you know, women's football is just gradually growing. What can you say about that?
Well, big ups to Zambian Premier League as well as Carling Black Label for really putting up the women's and engaging them. I think putting them toe to toe with the men's, and I think when you look at the growth where women's football, I think it's growing. It deserves the platform it's been given to be played in the biggest stadium in the country currently, and also to be given the same platform as the men's. And also look at just how the first game you mentioned, it will be played 15 hours, something extraordinary. This time around, the women's game will be the men's game will be the curtain raiser, and the men's game will obviously close the show. Big ups to Premier League for that thought. And also on Sunday we have a big clash, which is two titans, obviously giants of women's football. I think if you talk about the last teams which have won trophies overall in Zambia, I think it's Green Buffaloes and Zesco, going unbeaten last season and coming on to the Charity Shield. Obviously, a lot of eyebrows will be raised looking at the criteria which was picked last time around. It was winners of the National League against winners of the Super League. This time around, it's winners of the Super League against the second team which finished second. Obviously, according to the Zambian Premier League, their criteria which was used is to make it more competitive, and I think they picked the second best team in the league playing against the champions. Because being in the same level and being at par, and they felt maybe it could be a bit competitive compared to the way last season it was, because remember Choma Warriors were hammered with 10-0 bashing, and it felt like a cricket scoreline. So maybe this time around I want to make it more even, looking at these two teams who are very competing at almost the same level.
Yeah, so we saw that Choma Warriors were just promoted to the Eden University Women's Super League, and you know they performed really poorly. Is there something that these two teams that they can learn from what transpired during the previous Charity Shield?
I think overall it's just about reinforcement, and I think when you look at Choma Warriors, they never had the muscle to obviously sustain themselves in the Super League. They didn't make a lot of signings in terms of signing which could come and help them. I think they went with a young team which really helped them to get promotion, and they maintained that. And overall, they found the league too competitive. This time around, we have National Assembly. They haven't made a lot of announcement in terms of signing. Maybe you know how sometimes teams behave. They could be having some in the background. Maybe we'll see them unveiled in the actual game on the Charity Shield. But coming to Konkola Blades, I think they've made all the noise, bringing in the top goal scorer in the National League last season from my team, Rwanders. Also reinforces the striking force. I think they have made a couple of signings, and also something which is more key and something which I've seen more ambitious to them, reinforcement of the technical bench, bringing of Coach Enara, who has a lot of experience having coached the national team in Danny Roses, as most recently the ZIST Football Club. I think she was the dynamic in that ZIST team, and bringing that experience to Konkola Blades will obviously help them to maybe come survive at the end of the season. And obviously that will be their main objective, to stay in the Super League, and maybe as the year goes they can be able to compete fairly for the Super League come years on.
Well, that's all coming down on Saturday. As Nicholas just said, that the women's game on Saturday is going to close the curtain. What is going to be National Assembly will be taking on Konkola Blades Queens in the Charity Shield. Well, coming to Sunday. Well, I love to call it the main event because it's the clash of the titans. It's the Charity Shield winners versus our current league winners. What are we expecting from this game?
Yeah, I think this is a game which two sides, obviously, like you said, when two giants meet, only the grass suffers, and this is a big situation, and the best example you can give, Green Buffaloes facing off with Zesco and Dola Girls, having gone the season unbeaten, 34 games, racking up almost over 30 wins. It's a big statement. I think last season almost no team could manage to pick points against them, and only Green Buffaloes were among the few teams which managed to get a point from them overall. So when you look at coming to this game, I think this will be a game for a vengeance as well as proving a point. So for Green Buffaloes, getting back what belongs to them, obviously a title, and it starts now from the Charity Shield. And for Zesco, they have to prove to say last season was not a fluke. We are a deserving champions, and we have to make a statement starting now. And what a way to start your season. Because if for them it's actually a warm-up game prior to the COSAFA, so it will be a very big platform for them, and also for the players. They have made reinforcement to the team. Big statement of bringing Elsa Onali, top goalkeeper, national team goalkeeper, having helped Copper Queens qualify to the World Cup, an Olympian as well. So a good experience. Their goalkeeper was at the most clean sheet in the season. So to reinforce in that department shows a statement. Also bringing of Esther Mchinga from Zanaco, good defender, national team defender. Also Munkombwe as well from Choma Warriors, young midfielder. So it will be very important as well for them coming into the season. So they have an opportunity to obviously showcase their talent and obviously expose their squad. What a way to test them. I think they will have a good platform. How they will fare against Green Buffaloes will obviously determine how they go and fare at the COSAFA, and obviously throughout the rest of the season, because it also matters psychologically.
Yeah, we saw what happened to just like you said, it can say a lot about what comes ahead of the season. But let me take you back to the Charity Shield, the first Charity Shield where we saw Green Buffaloes win Choma Warriors 10-0. Was that a statement they gave to say that they are going to go ahead and win the 2024-2025 season?
Overall, I think Green Buffaloes will feel it wasn't really a competitive game, and they just felt like it was walking the park. In as much as in the league, Choma Warriors gave them a tough time, and you remember the 2-2 draw away in Choma. I think it was marvel to watch, and Choma Warriors put up a fight. But in that Charity Shield, I think they didn't put up a fight. They were new to the competition, new to the stadium. Overall, everything was just new to them, and Green Buffaloes really were not tested too much, because they also went to COSAFA and were put out at the early stage, which really didn't help them to prepare. But for this game, I feel that's why maybe Zambian Premier League chose first and second, to make them competitive, to make the game more competitive, and maybe going into the COSAFA, it will give them a good observation and good assessment of them, and even throughout the season, I feel.
Well, of course, Green Buffaloes had beaten 10-0 Choma Warriors. Is it going to be what's your prediction on the Green Buffaloes Zesco Ndola Girls?
I still feel Zesco Ndola Girls have a lot in the tank, looking at the reinforcement they've made. Green Buffaloes, on the other hand, are still Green Buffaloes. You can never rule them out. So I feel it will be a tightly contested match, and I feel it can go all the way to penalties. I'm seeing a draw.
Yeah, you have it. Nicholas just said a draw. But Nicholas, just before you even leave us, here. Just what's something that you would love to tell the fans? Obviously, they have to turn up in numbers. I mean, it's a main event happening.
Definitely, we have to turn up in numbers. I think it's a whole fun-packed show for the family. Look at, I think we're at the launch of the curling black label. I think a lot will be in even family pack. I think all the events will start in the morning, coming on to the games, and overall just putting in games. These are interesting games, trust me. Konkola Blades, with all the signings they have made, trust me, you want to see how they will line up, and they are coming closer, especially to the Ndola fans. They are coming closer for the first time in Ndola. So let's turn up in numbers, even support, even those people who feel National Assembly have what it takes to maybe make history repeat itself, whereby a southern team always coming out winning this playoff final. So maybe National Assembly, who have that Konkola Blades have made the signing on Saturday. Meanwhile on Sunday, these are two heavyweights. Trust me, we have the cream de la cream of women's football on Sunday in terms of Green Buffaloes. All the players we watch at the national team level, you find them at the exposure in that particular game. We have the memories that are for Green Buffaloes, the Average Tundus. You remember scoring the goal which helped us qualify to World Cup. Very much a pivotal. She's been part and parcel of the national team for a long time. Eze Onali, you've been crying for her to be part and parcel of the national team. This is an opportunity for you guys to see how fit she is to be part and parcel. So I would urge all the fans to show up in numbers on Saturday and on Sunday. And remember, Carrying Black Label has got I've got packages, and remember they mentioning to say if you buy one ticket for Saturday, you get an extra ticket for Sunday. So that would be a good package for them. And they also there are also packages whereby you buy a ticket for fans and you have an opportunity to win bumpers or like hat, black label. So there is a lot which is involved really for the fans, and as a tournament get closer, you stay glued to the Bola Kumwesu Facebook page to be updated on what will be happening during the Charity Black Shield.
Well, thank you so much, Nicholas, for joining me here and joining our viewers as we were analyzing the Charity Shield that's taking place on the 9th and 10th of August, the place Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much, and all the best to all the teams.
Well, there you have it, folks. So much so it's coming down on the 9th and 10th of August. You know the place. Levi Mwanawasa Stadium is set to host the Charity Shield. Well, this is a Women's Zed Bola show brought to you by Bola ya Kumwesu. And my name is Taonga Doras, Harawa, your host. And I'm still going to be your host for the coming episodes. Well, a special thanks to So Good Trading, which are our sponsors. Bye for now. See you in the next episode. You know the face. It's me.